Hello. This is the second part of functions for BlueJ, and today I'm coming at you with a really quick example, I guess, or two examples. Here, the first example is I coded in a little calculator, which is not hard at all to do. It's very very basic calculator. And what we're going to do is figure out how functions can make this a little more readable. So first of all, let's see what it does. We compile it and we run it, and all it does is it says, "Welcome to my calculator, please enter a number." So we enter a number, 76. Please enter an operation, plus, minus, divide, or multiply. Let's enter divide, enter a second number, and let's enter 16, and the result is 4.75. So it divided it correctly, and that's pretty much all it does. So now we look at the code, and we see that the code is pretty straightforward. There's nothing really tricky about it, but this clause here, we just enter our operands, and if the operand is a plus, first I convert it to a character, and if it's a plus, I just add the 2. If it's a minus, I just subtract the 2, etc. Now, what's wrong with this code? Technically, nothing. Perfectly good code, perfectly readable, and it doesn't have deep nesting, anything like that, so you can leave this as is. What you can also do is you can first of all change the if statements to a switch. I haven't covered switches yet, but you can switch op C, and then you have this little clause, and then you have case of plus. First of all, we want to output the result is before we do the switch, because we're gonna output this anyways, right? So case plus, we're gonna put system out that print a plus b, and then for the we need a break, right? And now we want the same thing for the minus, same thing. So now minus, divide, multiply, and here we obviously replace these, divide, multiply, right? So now we have a small switch statement which does basically exactly the same thing as the if statement did. It's a little more readable. We're switching the character, and if we have plus, we print out a plus b, a minus b. It's a little more readable than repeating the result is every single time. So if we take out this statement and leave the switch, no syntax errors, so we can go back to our world, reset our virtual machine, clear this thing, and if we run it, we should find that everything is just dandy. So please enter number. Let's enter 84 and multiply 521, and the answer is 43764. So I'll believe the calculator because I'm pretty sure it's right. And so this is perfectly acceptable, right? In fact, it's even better than we had it before, but we can optimize it a little bit more just to make it super clear what we're doing. And what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna make a few sort of functions that are not really necessary, but in this case we want to make them just to get the experience. So public static double add double x double y, and then all we do in the add function is we return x plus y. And then we want same thing for subtract. We just return x minus y. And then we have functions for divide and multiply. And so subtract, divide x divided by y, and then multiply is x times y, right? So now we have our four functions. We actually didn't have to make them public. Let's just take out public. We'll make them inside the class, and now we have our functions. So now instead of putting here a plus b, we can put add a b. Alright, here's subtract, divide, ab, and then multiply, ab. So here now instead of the expressions we called functions. Now here it doesn't make much sense, but if you had a much longer expression how you were calculating things, then it would make sense to put all this code into a function. For example, say we were calculating the Riemann sum of a series with this operator, or say we were taking the derivative, then calling a function to do it would make sense, not putting all this stuff here. So there's one more little tweak we can do, which is in fact first declare an integer called result and set it to 0, and then here instead of printing it, say result equals add a and b. And here again, result equals subtract, result equals divide, result equals multiply, and then system, let's see, there we go, system.out.print, and then here we have result equals multiply, result. So now we made it even a little bit more clear, because now we put this result, here we have a result, and we switch the operand, and if it's very readable what we do in each case. The result is addition of a plus b, result is subtract of a plus b, and so what we come out with is a bit neater code. I didn't touch on this at all, but this can be neatened up too a little bit, but at this point it's okay. So I guess this wasn't necessarily a lesson on functions, more of code neatness and readability, and I think this code is a little bit more readable than what we started with, which is always good to keep in mind when you're coding things. So I hope you learned something from this lesson, and I'll come back at you with some more tutorials really soon. Thank you. Have a good day. Hey guys, I'm sorry for being so careless. There's two little things you have to do. One is remove the parentheses from here, and the second one is the result is actually a double, and this will appease the compiler. I just realized that the program does not compile as I left it at the end of the tutorial. So that should do it, and thank you. See you in the next tutorial.